right, it's a beautiful afternoon and welcome to the Farm Kenya show, the best show north of Limpopo, south of Sahara. I love that tagline that has been used for over 25 years, just describing the epitome of things. And right here at the Farm Kenya show, we bring you the latest discussions and news from the world of agriculture. And today we have a very interesting discussion on matters multi-story gardening. And this is about the challenges that we're facing each and every single day. Land is becoming scarce. When you take case in point, Kiambu County, one of the most fertile areas in Kenya. But what is happening? We are seeing an element of domination and takeover by real estate sector. Of course, that is driven by demand for housing. Our population is growing each and every single day, but it is at the expense of space and proper land. So, to counter this narrative of limited resources, especially when it comes to land, we have to innovate. And our discussion will be touching on one of the innovations when it comes to creating space to grow your food at a personal level, to be able to feed your household, at the same time, to be able to turn it into a business. Because at the end of the day, people need to eat and they'll always buy food. So we'll be taking a look at multi-story gardening. And of course, in studio, we have Paris Thumi, who's an agribusiness consultant. He'll be taking us through the dynamics. How do you set up? What are the do's and don'ts when it comes to setting up a multi-story gardening? And how it features into the larger discussion on matters food security in Kenya. Other than that, also we have Chef Ron Kamau, and we'll be preparing Egyptian baked eggs. Egyptian baked eggs. Chef, I hope you won't disappoint. I hope you carry the
what? The heart.
The heart,
nah.
Because we're talking about Egyptian, you know? What I'm talking about. What are we looking forward to in that regard?
So it's our take on how we make the eggs. It's a different kind of scenario where we make an eggs accompanied with some sauce, some sausages. Has an Egyptian kind of originated spice called duka that we make in-house and comes with bread.
Okay.
So the element of duka is what now elevates it to now making it look like how we call it, like the Egyptian baked eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that will be the pinnacle of the pyramid of this show. Since it's Egyptian, man. I had to use pyramid. You know, I'm using all the references.
I can see that.
Before we go into a serious discussion. But looking forward to Egyptian baked eggs. If you want to learn about that, definitely is going to be coming up in the show later on. My name is Nokip Kimboy. If you have any questions, of course, our social media handles is still at KTN Home, at KTN Farmers, across all social media platforms. Any questions, please shoot them. We'll be able to direct it to the specific gentleman with us on the show today. But before we do much, of course, we begin with some news. All right, we start with matters tree planting at a time when Kenya, like many other parts of the globe, is grappling with climate change and its effect. Calls to plant trees in large numbers have been rampant. However, experts have called for a keen focus, not just on planting trees, but also on monitoring the specific species planted in particular areas. Now, according to Francis Odwor, the national lead of the My Farm Trees project, the Alliance of Biodiversity and International Center of Tropical Agriculture, while tree planting by itself is important, ensuring that the right trees are planted in specific areas where they can survive and thrive is even more vital.
Akashi is among the fastest growing.
I think they'll do well because if you look at the trees, how they were propagation, they are planted all together, spreads. Yeah. So you want to fence all of it.
Now we have here the fruit trees.
Most of these trees have been disappearing from our landscape, and we have noted that if we don't take care, some of them might just disappear and we will never have them again. But also, this is important for increasing the biodiversity of this landscape that we work in. The approach that we are using is through giving the farmers some incentives. These incentives comes in terms of cash, which the farmers that are registered, those who are involved in restoration work, we are giving them incentives in terms of cash. This comes to their M-Pesa directly from the project.
Another interesting part of this project is that it supports the appropriate use of seedlings, so making sure that the seed sourcing for each of these species that's grown is diverse and it's locally adapted for the climate.
All right, and matters further with climate change threatening human existence as the rainfall diminishes. Pastoralists in Kenya are finding it difficult to sustain their stock. Now, a fodder expert from China, Jack Liu, says annual fodder demand has hit 450 million metric tons, which requires more than 3 million acres of grass to satisfy demand. In an interview with KTN, Liu noted that he is on a mission to end the fodder shortage in the country and increase milk yields for dairy farmers.
Juncao grass, originally from China, has made its way into the Kenyan agricultural landscape, offering a high-protein, fast-growing fodder solution. Jack Liu, CEO of Crevation International Limited, arrived in Kenya in 2021, which is also commonly known as jumbo grass, at his model farm near Kitengela.
Juncao grass was invented as a hybrid with 46 different kinds of grasses from North America, West Africa, and East Africa. Chinese scientists spent 30 years for research and study. Juncao grass, it is in the forefront of the climate-smart agriculture. If Kenya promote Juncao grass as the national fodder, we can address the whole situation of livestock fodders in the country.
Because of the high protein value in the grass, Liu said milk production can be increased by 50%. The grass has been found to have 18.6% crude protein content, taking the second position after Lucerne, which has 22%, Napier 10.8%, maize 8%, and Boma Road's hay 2%.
According to the State Department of Livestock Production, Kenya consumes 60 million metric tons of feed and fodder. And the deficit is 40 metric tons per year. To provide 40 million acres of feed and fodder, we need a plantation of 1 million acres. We need to start from now. So no government officials that are going to take the opportunity to blame to the God, to the drought. Your farmers yourself, you are going to address this fodder shortage issue by your own hands.
Unlike other grass species, Juncao depends on both rain and irrigation and can grow even in the arid and semi-arid lands areas as long as irrigation water is available, thus ensuring continued harvest even during the dry seasons.
Juncao, you do it like sugarcane, but the yielding later alone you will enjoy. So farmers accepting something new and something that is, there are those questions, they have been discouraged with the agriculture systems and all that. They're milking, the process, the yielding. They go back to their pocket again to maintain these lands. But within Juncao, the people who have planted, they're coming back. So the biggest challenge is people not accepting and people going for expensive. And when you tell somebody this needs water, where will I get water from? You encourage, like, do this, later on you'll enjoy. No, I can't. There's that resistance. Africans, we have that part that before we accept something, we have to confirm.
One single seed, when supplied with enough water, can sprout and produce up to 50 stems within weeks after planting.
You prepare the land. Once it is ready, take 5 centimeters from, you drill a vertical a line. Let me use what you make a slip. This node, where there is a shoot, should be opposite. Don't make a slip one side. So this is 5 centimeters. Then, once you're done, don't cover it like it's a dead thing and you don't want to see it, because the Juncao can be able to store water. This cutting can take up to 2 weeks before it dries up. All you need, sprinkle a lot, even here, I keep it there, sprinkle a lot of water, kidogo kidogo jioni, it can stay for 2 weeks. Juncao starts growing from the underground. They form the roots. If I show you a Juncao grass and any other kind of grass that we have, Juncao goes deeper. And that's why we talk, Juncao can help in soil erosion, flooding. Any seed that has strong roots speaks of itself. So once the roots are deep, they store water. It forms a forest because now they moisturize. That's why we don't tell you don't do fertilizer or any other chemical. Once it sprouts, you just top dress with manure. And what do I mean manure? You feed your cow, you feed your chicken, you feed your goat, that manure, you come and top dress.
The Juncao grass technology originates from China, and Kenya is now among 108 countries with the grass species thanks to Liu, who introduced it in 2021. Livestock farming is a critical component of Kenya's economy, and farmers in the country have been introduced to many feeds that do not adequately address the challenges that threaten to suppress animal production. As a result, it has become essential for livestock farmers in Kenya to explore alternative feeding options that can enhance the health and productivity of their animals. For KTN News, I'm Paul Theongo.
Thank you very much, Paul Theongo, for that report. Now, let's talk young people. Remember, Kenya is a very young nation. Our median age is 19 years, actually. Yeah, so when you hear Gen Zs, that is majority of this population. Now, the youth have been urged to make use of different platforms, including the internet, to gain skills that can enable them to run businesses, including agribusinesses, effectively. This came out during the celebrations to mark the Youth Skills Day with the theme Youth Skills for Peace and Development, organized by the Kenya National Farmers Federation, that is KNF, Wing Farm, and the Ministry of Agriculture. The event featured opportunities available for the youth in the agriculture value chain.
Most important was that the need for young people to go out there, because there are several opportunities for them that they need to take up for them to empower themselves. We're in the era of the internet where we get knowledge from varied sources. So it's for them to get out there, empower themselves in a skill set, and be able to address a challenge.
I found I could produce worms to feed chicken, and I learned that so many farmers were facing the same challenge that I was facing. So I thought I could use that as a business idea to produce worms to feed my own chicken and also to sell to other farmers.
So as an organization, we train young people with agribusiness skills to come up with a business plan. We also train them with some of the value chains that they are profitable, that they can take up and venture into. We also train them how to market their product. So if a youth has ventured into something like dairy, we train them how to value add the milk and come up with products such as yogurt, great trees. We also train the youth with good agriculture practices. Today we know that more farmers do not practice the good agriculture practices. Simple skills such as keeping records, monitoring and managing your diseases, vaccinating your animals.
All right, that's our news. And remember, our discussion today touches on multi-story gardening and preparing Egyptian-baked eggs at the other side of town with Chef Ron. But before we come to this wonderful discussion, remember, this touches on equipping you and me to be able to grow our own food, especially amidst an environment of limited resources. Talking about land, how can you maximize the spaces that you have to make sure that you are feeding yourself and even, if possible, turning it into a business? But right now, Farm Kenya takes a short break.
Here in Star Times. Buy the DTH decoder for only 2,999 shillings and top up 200 shillings to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the Smart Bouquet. You can also link your decoder to the Star Times on app to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the go, anytime, anywhere. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Kenya ni nchi ya mabingwa na
hapa hakuna shortcut.
Kuwa bingwa ni kujitolea, kujituma.
Mabingwa hutambua mabingwa wenzao.
Mabingwa hurauka kabla ya jua kuchomoka. Wengine huwa mabingwa wa familia. Mabingwa huhakikisha tuna shine kama mabingwa. Wao hutulisha vyema. Ma-influencer wa kutuconnect mtandaoni. Mabingwa, wale ambao hutuongoza.
Sisi wote ni mabingwa.
Kijana hapo mbele, mzee hapo nyuma. Jamaa na jembe. Boda aliyemleta jamaa na jembe. Msichana wa kibao. Memba wa bodi, kijana wa maziwa.
Sisi wote ni Team Kenya.
Keep on shining.
Colgate Herbal is formulated from a unique blend of natural herbs and is scientifically proven to strengthen teeth and keep gums healthy. Try Colgate Herbal, scientifically proven for strong teeth and healthy gums. Colgate Charcoal, the charcoal toothpaste you can trust.
6 laps to go. Can he produce his best form of the season and take the gold?
Race is on. This Olympics, we're celebrating the gold in all of us.
It is impossible to quantify the excitement at the moment.
Stay connected to GoTV to watch our athletes go for gold in the Paris 2024 Olympics. Only on Supersport. GoTV. Love it.
A brand new season of The Arts of Living is here. You will not believe whom we have in store for you this season.
I usually buy during a sale, but I'm also a very hard negotiator.
The homes are nothing short of magnificent, exquisite, and unique.
I think it just brings out that girlish era that I am in.
This season, the bar is raised.
Once I started floral, it just seemed to be themed all over.
Take a vicarious journey with me and let's discover, explore, and engage.
Flying into Somali taught me a lot. It taught me that life is still very feeble, that in so many ways you can get to a destination and not come back.
Had you had any incidents during that period?
I did. There was a time, I think the first time I landed in Somali, a bomb went off at the gate of the airport.
What?
Somalis are good at business. I'm starting to see something here. If you're buying avocado in Kenya for maybe 40 shillings, if you take it to Somali, you'll sell it at $2. So this is business. And
so that's why farming came to be.
That's the idea of farming.
What are some of the lessons you can actually share from your journey?
If I would have given up, I would have probably never been here. So be resilient.
Grow your biashara and unlock your horizons with our payments and collections, vehicle and asset financing, unsecured bid bonds, LPO financing, insurance, cross-border solutions, and so much more. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
Here Star Times. Buy the DTH decoder for only 2,999 shillings and top up 200 shillings to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the Smart Bouquet. You can also link your decoder to the Star Times on app to enjoy unlimited entertainment on the go, anytime, anywhere. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
All right, welcome back to the Farm Kenya show, and we are having a discussion on matters multi-story gardening. All right, and in studio I'm joined by an agribusiness consultant, Paris Thume. Welcome to the show, Paris.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first question, of course, as you expect from me, is how are the Olympics, since you're called Paris? Have you been following up, by the way?
Slightly. Unfortunately, I'm not that good fan of Olympics.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a different line.
Yeah.
Ask me about agribusiness, agriculture, I'm okay. But Olympics, no.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I understand that. But very, very unique name, definitely.
Thank you.
So starting us off, you know, we are talking, and there's a model here, talking about multi-story gardening. What is this? What is multi-story gardening? We know multi-story buildings. What is multi-story gardening?
It's more of the same because multi-story gardening is a layered form of farming on horizontal way because you just need space and then you can plant from top to bottom. Yeah, so it goes in form of layers or stories. So that's where why it's called multi-story garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
The advantage, because I can imagine if it's almost you're multiplying the space that you have. Is that the idea behind multi-story, multi-layered?
Yeah, that's the main idea because scarcity brings innovation. Currently, people have, with increase in modernization, increased building of maybe buildings in their farms has really diminished the space where we can practice agribusiness or where we can practice agriculture. And with that, that's why this innovation came in so that we can be able to improve agricultural production, ensure food security, ensure that with the small space that we have, we can be able to get optimum yield.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely. So, for starters, I'm hearing this discussion, I'm seated somewhere, and I'm like, that's something that I can do. But, you know, it sounds like a good idea. But it comes at a cost. First of all, space. Since space is the main issue, how much space do you need for one to start multi-story, agriculture?
Space is the issue. It's true. You just need a space of 1 meter by 1 meter or 1 meter squared to have this.
Okay.
Yes.
So 1 meter squared.
Yes.
All right. 1 meter squared. So I have my 1 meter squared.
Yes.
What next?
So once you have 1 meter squared space, then you can use the locally available materials. You can use tires, you can use of different sizes, you can use the rejects from, we call them the maple troughs from the flower farms. And then they are joined together to form this kind of a multi-story garden. Then the other thing that you need is soil and well-decomposed manure.
Okay.
Yes.
So soil, where you, okay, assuming you're in Nairobi, some people are in Nairobi, in Nakuru, you know, majority of these urban spaces. Do you go to an agronomist? Do you go by the roadside, get some soil, and you start these off? What do you advise?
Of course, you have to get your agricultural soil from a place that is okay, not on the along the road, at least to make sure that whatever you bring into the soil, it's something of good quality. Because remember, whatever, which kind of, the kind of soil that you use will determine what you get at the end of the day. Because we say, we feed the soil for the soil to feed the plant. So you have to ensure its quality, it's free from pathogens. And that's where also the issue of soil testing comes in. Before you elect this one, ensure that you have tested your soil, even if you have sourced your soil from maybe a place that you don't know, so that you ensure it's free from any pathogen or the soil health is okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And you talked about manure?
Yes.
Okay. The purpose of this, because I know it's soil fertility at the end of the day.
Yes.
And manure has been construed to be many things these days, especially in the age of innovation. For majority of us, where are we sourcing this from? And remember, you are in the city. So where are you getting your manure from?
We have different sources of different places that you can source well-decomposed manure. I'm very specific on well-decomposed manure because most farmers mistake just manure with well-decomposed manure. So you can buy from the agrovets. We have organic fertilizers. They're more of manure. You can also compost yourself, or else you can source from those who do livestock production.
Okay.
Yes.
Composting yourself, because I think majority of people will go for that. If you're trying to make your own multi-storied garden, you're thinking about how can I cut on cost and make all these products myself. So you're speaking about soil. I'll try as much as possible, call my jamai, say, hey, you have a farm somewhere, man, I need some soil. So you get your soil there. Then after that, I'm like, yo, I need manure. I buy manure. I buy manure in this economy. You're like, no, I'm going to make my own manure. So self-decomposing manure, is it a technical process? Is it something that somebody can do by themselves?
It's something that people can do for themselves because they just need to have the materials that are locally available. The kitchen waste, we have other vegetables or vegetations. So it's something that is very simple to make. You just needed to give time for it to decompose.
So how do you make it in a normal household context?
You have dustbin. There is somewhere that you put the kitchen waste. Maybe the rotten vegetables, eggshells. For those who use charcoal, you have the ash. So you have that pit. So you can give it time to decompose, or else you go the modern way of making the compost, whereby you arrange different layers of different vegetations. Then you give it time for it to decompose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you have your soil. You've gotten the soil and diligent enough to get an agronomist to help you test the soil in terms of what is required. And when you're giving your soil for testing, if it is somebody's first time, What are they expecting? Is it like, your soil is perfect for this, or get rid of this soil, man, you can do better? What is the expectation with the soil test, and how critical is it?
There is no 100% soil, or the soil which is very perfect, 100%. So it must have some deficiencies. Maybe organic matter pH is not okay. Some nutrients are a bit deficient. So once you test your soil, that's where now you know the nutrients which are available, what you need to add. It's not a must for you to go the synthetic way, because now we are producing the healthy food. You can use the locally available resources. So it's very simple. Just need to collect your soil from the soil that you want to use, and then take it to the lab for it to be tested. Then they'll give you the best recommendations on what to do before planting.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely. So you've tested your soil, perfect. You've gotten your manure, well decomposed manure, perfect. Is there a right way and a wrong way of mixing these up, this soil, this beds where you're gonna plant your product?
We usually say just mix at the ratio of 1:1 between manure and well decomposed manure. You mix it well, and then that's what you use to make this multi-story garden.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you've done a proper mixing.
Yes.
And you're thinking, okay, what am I gonna grow? Some of us love Mandichoma, so you're thinking, in this multi-storage, I'm gonna grow maize, which I don't know whether it's advisable. But in terms of the choice of plant, because I see a lot of people do vegetables. So you do your skumas right there, your kales nicely. I've seen people do peppers also right there. Are there recommended crops that you can do in a multi-storage setup, and are there crops that might not actually optimally work in such a setup?
Of course, we have a variety of crops that can do well in such a garden. For example, you can do the vegetables which you have mentioned. You can do herbs. You can do things like strawberries. We have a number of them.
Okay.
But of course, because of the kind of garden that we have, there are those crops that you can't be able to farm using this kind of technology. For example, the tree crops, like oranges, apples, you can't plant them there because of they have wide roots. Of course, they'll damage the system. So those are some of the some kind of plants that you can do with this system.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can do tomatoes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tomatoes. My love for tomatoes. So with that, in terms of making sure that this crop, because you've gotten the beds right, okay?
Yeah.
You had space, you've created a structure, you've infused the beds rightly, so the soil and healthy soil, you've planted your crop, okay?
Yeah.
There are also other factors, because we know we breathe out CO2 and breathe in oxygen, and plants take in the other way around. In terms of the external environment now, to make sure that these crops are growing and are thriving, what do you need to do?
Before I answer your question, I need the farmer who is watching there to understand there are 4 things that you can never evade when doing crop production. One is soil health. The meaning of the soil health is the ability of the soil to provide the required nutrients for the plant, and it's free from pathogens.
Okay.
That's one. The second one is quality water. If you need to do crop production, you need sufficient water, and which is of good quality. At least with this kind of technology, you don't need much water. You just need it actually saves water. That's the second thing. The other thing is the quality seedlings. Where you source your seedlings,
yes,
make sure that you source certified seedlings, because if you source non-quality seedlings, then it means whatever you get at the end of the day of the day, it's not something quality. And the other one is good management. You have to ensure that you manage your farm well for you to be able to get optimum yield. So answering your question, you have to make sure that depending with the crop that you want to farm. For example, you want to farm vegetables. I'll give an example with what we have done in our farm. We have planted a variety of vegetables, but the only enemy that we have, and it's God's creation, they are the birds. They'll come into it, the vegetables. So you have to ensure that you have protected the area in case where you are planting is prone to such, and also ensure that you can plant other crops which can protect whatever you are planting. For example, if you're doing, for example, you can plant like onions allowed, because onions, they are companion crops, and they protect other crops from thrips, the kind of thrips, because they'll attract more thrips. So you just make sure it's free from those pests by clearing, if it's a large farm, ensuring there is no any external pest that will come into your farm. And even trespassing. Yes. And also security. Yeah.
Security.
Yeah.
You should secure your crops.
By saying security,
yes,
it's not just from the thieves. Also even from other animals.
Yes.
Children playing around your garden, such.
Yeah, because that's the challenge, because you're doing, majority of this is applicable in urban spaces.
Sure.
So most likely you are living in spaces where other people are, as you've mentioned, children might be around. So as you've rightly put it, security. You've spoken about crop management, and I'm thinking in regards to this whole situation of food security in the country. You know, every day, I know, because I have a friend who's very passionate about saying, no, if you can't feed yourself, my friend, you're in trouble. If everything stops and you cannot feed yourself, it is a huge problem. I think such innovations are coming critical in empowering individuals to be able to feed themselves no matter the spaces they are in. What do you think such innovations, from your perspective and doing this kind of farming, what do you think its contribution towards this whole agenda of food security?
This innovation plays a very major role in ensuring food security in the country. For example, if you're doing 1 meter by 1 meter, the maximum of crops that you can do in that space, it's 25 to 30 crops. But in this garden, you can do 80 to 100 crops, depending on the size, because you can customize the size that you want. What does that tell you? The yield that you get from that crop, that system, it's optimum. Another thing, you know the kind of crop, the kind of food that you're producing. So you ensure, we actually practice this organically, ensuring that whatever we consume, it's healthy. We usually say we are what we eat. So if you eat healthy, it means you'll be healthy, and the whole country will be healthy. So health is key when it comes to the kind of food that you eat. And also because people have been taking advantage, they have been loving money more than humanity. So they have been, maybe somebody produces, sprays a certain chemical to their crops today with a PHI of 14 days. But tomorrow, if they get a customer, they sell. And that's what we buy in the market because of those, let me call them greedy farmers. But if you produce in your farm, it means you know what you're producing. And you are also ensuring your family is okay in terms of what they eat. So you're preventing your family and yourself from getting those chronic diseases which can be avoided. That's the second thing. Another thing is we know water is an issue still. And using this system, you don't need a lot of water to irrigate. You just need just a small amount of water and you're okay.
Okay.
And also,
so are you doing drip, or what form of watering system is advised in this setup?
You can use drip if you have money.
Okay.
You can install that drip irrigation system. Also, you can use the watering can if you don't have the drip irrigation. Yes.
So just frequency depending on the crops in terms of watering?
It all depends with the climatic condition.
Okay.
Because when it's hotter, of course, you require a lot of water. And also maybe the kind of crop that you have planted, because different crops require different amount of water. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And especially for people who are doing this for the first time, definitely when you're buying seeds, because you said it's important for you to get quality seeds. It's not like unaenda kwa msa kuchoma mahindi then unasema naona mahindi hapo hujachoma, unaweza nipa niende njaribu kupanda. It becomes problematic. But getting quality seeds is part of that. So at the seed level, you are able to be advised on how to properly take care of that particular crop, or is it for the due diligence of the farmer to be able to always dig deep in regards to frequency of watering some of these plants?
You can source information from different places. One, we have internet. You can get all the information that you want. So it's a free university. Another thing, people like us are there. So you can contact us and we assist you in that. And then we have different people. Maybe you can go and buy seedlings from a certain company and they offer agronomic services. So you can get that information from different places, even the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I know you're very passionate about households and them being able to produce their own food that is healthy, that they are in direct control. There's somebody who's looking at this and they're like, I can make some money out of this system. Yeah?
Yeah.
In terms of I can produce quality and sell. So is there room, does it make an economic sense for somebody who wants to do agribusiness with this?
Actually, this is the best way to go when it comes to agribusiness if you don't have enough space. In our demo farm, we have 30 of these. So 30 of these, it means we have, in each we planted 100 seedlings. So with 30, it means we have 3,000 seedlings. So if you commercialize that, how much will you get in that small space? Actually, it's 3/4 of a 40 by 8 space. How much is that?
Whoa.
Yes. And for us Gen Zs and the millennials, we don't want to get dirty. With this, you are actually not getting dirty. It's clean money, I can tell you.
Definitely.
Clean, healthy money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clean money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watu wanatumia mashamba kuosha. That's a story for another day. But it makes sense in regards to being able to maximize space.
Sure.
So if you're limited with space, maximize it and sell. Yeah.
Sure.
And frequency even of harvesting some of these crops. From your demo farm, you mentioned that. Are there fast-moving products for those who want to go into agribusiness using this model? What would you advise some of the products that not only will help them break even, but it's also it's good for business, it's easier, and does it vary with season in regards to demand of particular products?
Depending on the type of material that you use, I told you you can use a variety of materials.
Okay.
Of course, the installation cost might be a bit expensive.
What is a bit expensive?
For example, when you want to install this, if I install for you, I'll charge you 2,500 100 for one system. Meaning, if you have a number of them, then you need to be prepared for that. But the learning cost, it's actually cheap.
Okay.
Yes. But now, the break-even point comes when, depending on the crop that you are doing. Of course, the vegetables, they are low value crops. Unlike other high value crops like the herbs, the tomatoes, the strawberries, those are high value crops. And of course, you will break even faster than when you are producing vegetables if you are doing it for commercial purposes. So it all depends with the type of crop that you are doing and the type of materials that you are using. Yes,
I see that.
Yeah.
So be careful not to go into low value crops, because I think with low value, it's better when you do it at scale. You know.
Sure.
Because the margins are pretty low, but you say high value crops, and for you, even if somebody is coming in and they want to do this as an agribusiness, and they're like, okay, I've had Paris, and he says that I can actually make money out of this if I go to high value crops. So I want to do strawberry. Those high value crops, majority of them also, you really have to be careful. It's more technical to take care of them to make sure that production is high.
Sure. Yes. Of course, before the management is different depending on the type of crop that you're doing.
Definitely.
And also before you farm a certain crop for commercial purposes, we assist farmers to do market research. And what's that? You understand, for example, we have farmers who have been doing onions. Previously, the onions had good money. More than 100 shillings per kilo. Right now, the prices has gone down because of the onions which are coming from Tanzania. So you have to know the market pattern. If you are doing vegetables right now, you are in business. Why? Because right now between May to around September, the market prices are a bit higher, which will help you to even break even faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see that.
So market research is very important.
Definitely. And the vegetable part is true. At a time, nilikatiwa skuma and I was like, hii skuma ni ya hiyo pesa kweli? Like, yeah, hakuna skuma. So you have to contend with that. So getting the market patterns and doing market research is very critical if you're going into business, which is very important. You've said training, you can learn by yourself. So in terms of some of these resources, how widely is the uptake of this this model in Kenya, in Nairobi? From your interactions, are people showing a lot of interest? Is the uptake high? And if not, maybe what could trigger more uptake of this particular model?
Yeah, the uptake is very high, especially because the trigger is producing their own food. Because as I told you before, we have those, in quotes, the greedy farmers who use a certain chemical today and tomorrow that product is in the market, which is causing a lot of issues, healthy issues to most consumers. So the uptake is usually high.
Okay.
Yes, because apart from producing their own food, when you see something growing, it gives you some therapeutic feeling. You feel some joy in it. Yes, and to interrupt you, and it also has some beauty.
Okay.
For example, imagine there are crops here. Imagine that beauty. Yes.
Yeah. I like that. That's why I rarely hear of stress amongst farmers, other than market sometimes and floods and maybe drought. But farming is very therapeutic, I see.
For real.
It's good for mental health, yeah?
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's incredible. So that feeling actually adds life to you. And a lot of people are very much interested in that. As we come to the tail end of this conversation now, the goal is moving forward. What do you think we can do to make sure that this is a mainstay? Because space is not getting any more spacious. In fact, on the flip side, we are getting squeezed by the day. Real estate is growing by the day. More people are moving into this urban centers by the day. So space is becoming limited by the day. So such a model should become standard. From your perspective and your experience, what do you think do we need to do to sort of normalize this practice and normalize the practice of people growing their own food?
I think the key is let's focus more into getting more information from the internet, which is free. Also, we have people who do trainings. Like for us, we do free trainings. If you visit our demo farm, we can show you how to do it practically.
Where is the demo?
It's in Keno. After.
What are we looking for to Kifika Keno? Ni Keno?
Yeah. Keno town, yes. In Murang'a County.
Oh, in Murang'a, Keno.
Yes. So it's just 1 kilometer from Keno town.
Okay.
So give us a call.
It's called?
Fruitful Agriventures Farm, Demo Farm, yeah. Yeah, it's a small piece, just 40 by 80 piece. But when you come there, you'll feel this is what I want to do. Okay. Because it's beautiful and so much attractive.
Okay.
And actually most of the farmers who have come there, they have really requested to have those systems installed into their farms because of those benefits that I have told you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
incredible.
In case somebody needs free trainings, let them visit us, give us a call, and we'll be there to serve them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Paris, thank you very much.
Yeah, most
This has been very insightful. Learned a lot, and thank you for encouraging people and just raising that voice of being able to feed yourself. And there are systems. There is this model, multi-story gardening, that you can utilize in your small space, grow your own food, and that's how we become a healthier nation. And if you need training, again, a lot of agronomists are offering different trainings, including New Parish, right from Keno in Murang'a, being able to do so. But thank you very much for your insights. We do appreciate.
Thank you.
All right.
Maybe I can give out my number.
Oh, your number, yeah?
Yes, for anybody who...
And social media handles too, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
My number is 0701 824 162. 0701 824 162.
Okay.
You can contact me via call, WhatsApp. I'm there.
Okay.
My Twitter handle is Paris Thumi. LinkedIn account is Paris Thumi. And Facebook account is Paris Thumi.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So jenzi wa kusalimia kidogo nayo namba.
Isi jakosea.
Hujakosea. Ni salamu mzuri. Unajua kuna salamu type mbili.
Ni ukweli.
Kuna mzuri na sasa hii tutakusalimia vizuri. We get to know more about what to do and how to grow our own food. But thank you very much. We really appreciate your input. All right?
Thank you.
All right, there we go. Paris Thumi, agronomist and agribusiness consultant, is giving us the ins and outs on multi-story gardening. And I think with that conversation, it is something that you can go practice. You see, when people graduate from campus, they're normally told, we've given you knowledge, the power to do, and that is the whole purpose of this conversation, is to make sure that you're empowered to be able to practice multi-story gardening, to maximize production, but to produce your own food for a healthier you and a healthier country. At this particular moment, of course, the show takes a short break. When we come back, we are going up north, Egypt. All right. And guess what? We are making eggs from Egypt. With Chevron. Stay tuned right here at the Farm Kenya Show.